That sets us up for our next one because the Brush Beat Diggers will be going against the Wiggins Tigers. So we're just about ready to get underway for that. We'll start at 220. Josiah Fuentes will take on Jagger Dennis. Jagger Dennis will pick up a forfeit. Then at 285, Vinny Mesa will go against Bano Villarreal. At 106, Brian Quintana will take on Mark Barkdale. No wrestlers at 113. At 120, Colin Cole will take on Cale Croissant. At 126, it'll be Oswaldo Nunez against Cameron Holmes. 132, it'll be Ricky Mendez against Logan Goddard. 138, it'll be Wyatt Holder in a brush going against Joe Doran. At 145, Jade Queen will take on Brendan Wilson. At 152, Wyatt Fowl will go against Josh Bates. No wrestler for Wiggins at 160. Jaron Peterson will get the forfeit. Nick Wellen will go at 170 against Devin Harshman of the Tigers. At 182, Thomas Medlin, no opponent for him. Then we'll finish it off with Josiah Fuentes going against Elias Dodge for the Tigers. So we're about ready to do that. We'll get the coin flip here in a second.
Transwest Chevrolet Buick, serving northeastern Colorado, now located in Fort Morgan and Sterling. Stop by and take a test drive. They have a great selection of new and used vehicles, or browse our website, transwestchevroletbuick.com.
Okay, as captains make their way out, we've got another few minutes, and the main thing they do there is just see who gets a choice, flip the coins. They can take odds or evens. So get the first match, we'll figure that out.
If you're looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you, call Ingmar Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your car, home, health, or life insurance questions, or provide a quote.
Okay. Well, Clayton, we got another one to read. I'm not sure what the delay is now.
Northeastern Junior College. Live in your world, learn in ours. For more information about Northeastern or classes available to you, go to www.njc.edu.
Okay, here we go. Jagger Dennis will pick up a forfeit win to kick it off for the Wiggins Tigers.
At weight 285, Bono Villarreal from Wiggins and Vinny Mesa from Brush.
Okay, Bono Villarreal will take on Brush's Vinny Mesa. And shake hands. And we're underway. Heavyweights going at it, forehead to forehead. Vinny, a freshman for the Beat Diggers. There's a little throw-by attempt by Vinny, but Villarreal comes back and faces him. Villarreal, a sophomore. Go forehead to forehead again. Show quite a bit of movement. And get out of that. And there's a circle. I think we went off the air.
Great.
happened, Rose? Hello? Okay. Thanks, Rose. And we're still in the heavyweight match. I'm not sure. We had a little glitch here. But we're back. Still no score here in the heavyweight match. Benny Mesa against Manuel Villarreal. And there's Benny Mesa gets a snap down and gets a takedown just as the first period ends. Caught him in a front headlock. So we'll make it 2-0 as we go to the second period. And Mesa wants top. They move in on the left side. He's grabbing ankle. Bust Villarreal down. Peel those wrists and roll them underneath. Keeping a lot of weight on. Now it goes to power half on the left side. Villarreal hips up and Mesa moves out. And he's got a tight waist and rolls over. There's a rookie roll, and Mesa ends up on his back. That'll tie it up with the 2-point reversal on that fat man roll there by Villarreal. Now Mesa down on a single leg, sets Villarreal down. Mesa works up, gets the takedown, or reversal, excuse me. So now, Mesa's got Villarreal down for the pin. I looked away for a second. He rolled him over and picks up the pin win. And that comes 51 seconds into the match. Or, 2:51 into the match. How about that? The Pete Tigers pick up a win to tie up the duel now, 6-6. We go to 106 pounds as Brian Quintana steps out against Mark Barkdahl. Barkdahl looked really tough against the 113-pounder from Resurrection. And Brian Quintana goes all of about 85 pounds, I think. So he's giving up a lot of size, but it's not the size of the little dog out there. It's the bite. He gives you everything he's got. There's Quintana and he'll tie up. There's a headlock by Quintana. He gives up on the headlock. Barkdahl throws him back. He's back. Quintana trying to roll out of that. There's no control there, but the official's going to award it. And they're going to give 2-point takedown to Barkdahl and a 1-point escape to Quintana. But Quintana was so small, Barkdahl couldn't get a hold of him. He didn't really have a takedown. He had no control. And now Barkdahl gets thrown. He's back. Quintana's going for a pin. Got the takedown. He's trying to get a half Nelson. Now Quintana will pop out of that and get the reversal. And Quintana caught on the bottom trying to fight off a half Nelson from Barkdahl. Barkdahl staying behind him, got a half Nelson far wrist and cranks it over on the much smaller opponent. And Barkdahl going for the pin against Brian Quintana. 42 seconds left, and that's the match. But Brian Quintana will be pinned by Mark Barkdahl.
Central Auto Parts. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at a great price at your local Napa store. That's Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan.
Okay, no wrestlers at 113, so Colin Cole will go out against Cale Croissant. This ought to be a good match. Colin, a junior for the Beat Diggers. Reaches for a double leg and takes Croissant right down. Nice little tackle there. Croissant gets the wrist up. Cole hits him with a cross face. Now come back with a tight waist. Gets a hammerlock back. So set it on the hip, but right here at the next edge. Next to the edge, and he'll be out of bounds. Both wrestlers juniors. Croissant set. Cole in on the left side. grab that right arm. Tight waist to the left arm. And working that tight waist. Now, little crossface. Croissant tries to hit back into him. Croissant will pop out and get the escape. They'll be on their feet. 50 seconds gone here in the first period. Colin Cole working the head. Forehead to forehead. He's kind of heavy on that head now. There's working the wrist ties down low. There's a sweep single by Croissant. Colin Cole with a shot. Big sprawl by Croissant. Croissant with a reshot. If Colin bounces away from that, they'll stand up and go back to the 10-foot circle and circle each other. There's shot in the front headlock by Croissant. Colin caught there at the edge. Croissant working that and goes out of bounds. They have to restart. 27 seconds left here in the first period. 2-1 for Colin Cole. There's a shot by Cole in there on a single leg. Picks it up. Croissant with the whizzer. And Cole caught out of bounds. We're getting short time. 5 seconds left. Croissant working that whizzer hard on the arm. And we'll head to the second period. 2-1 for Colin Cole for the Beat Diggers. Croissant's choice. He's going to defer it. And Colin will take the down position. Croissant in on the right side. Quick stand up by Colin, trying to kick away. Croissant down to picks up a single leg as Colin about got away from him. And he settles him down. Colin on his hitting the switch. Croissant comes around. Colin with a little set out move. Now he's trying to set up another switch the other way. Can't clear his arm. They go right to the edge. A little roll by Colin, but Croissant kind of flopped over but comes up on top. Croissant keeping the tight waist in. Colin trying to hit a switch. Croissant following around. Colin with a single leg. And he's caught kind of down underneath. Croissant's trying to keep his head down. 109. Colin can't work on the ankle. Now he gets to double leg. Croissant trying to throw him over the top and step it over, and he's going to step over and maintain control. Colin giving up a little bit of height out there. He stands up, trying to peel away. And Croissant will grab the knee and bring him back down. And there could have got caught for locked hands there, but the official wasn't in the right position. I'm not sure it was anyway. Now Croissant breaks him down a little bit. Colin gets in the sit-out position right at the edge. 25 seconds left. Colin gets a single leg. Croissant throws Croissant over the top. But Croissant's going to maintain control as they're out of bounds. 18 seconds. They both adjust their knee pads and head back to the center. Colin facing away from us, gets set. Croissant in on the right side. And Colin stands up. Croissant drops down to a single leg, now a double. And settles Colin down. Colin right to his feet. Trying to peel the wrists and walk away. Gets the wrist peeled, turns, faces Croissant. Croissant got a little bit. Oh, boy, that was close to an escape. But that's going to be the second period. Croissant rode Colin Cole, so no score in the second. Colin up by 1. Croissant gets set. Colin adjusts his knee pads. Comes in on the left side. And we're underway in the third period. Croissant comes to his feet. Tries to hit a switch. And Colin tried to walk away a little too slow, and he's going to give up a reversal. instead of an escape. And Croissant trying to stay with him. Colin, there's a little reverse headlock or Salsahara by Colin. Now he reaches up, hooks ahead, gets out in front, and Croissant throws a front headlock on him. And now Colin trying to drag out of there. And official's not going to award him any points for that. They're completely broken apart for a moment, but nothing. They will keep Croissant in control. Colin trying to stand up. Croissant grabbing the knee and the ankle and brings him down. 1:15 on the clock. And Croissant working the near arm. Colin gets in a set-out position. And Croissant breaks him down to his knees. Colin puts a little roll, comes around, gets it a single leg, puts in a little Peterson roll. He's got Croissant underneath. There's the reversal for Colin. And he's got a tight waist on Croissant. Working the wrist, 45 seconds and counting. Croissant trying to build a base. Colin in on the left side. Croissant's standing up, trying to peel the wrist. And Colin with a 2-on-1 brings him back down. Now Colin will hook a wrist, gets a hammerlock back on Croissant. 25 seconds and counting. And Croissant gets up on his knees, trying to buck Colin up. Will get a potentially dangerous on that hammerlock back there. Gets a little away from the body. 21 seconds on the clock. Colin Cole up by 1. And we're back underway. Croissant stands up. Colin with a 2-on-1 tries to trip him down. Croissant turns into him. Colin's got a knee hooked up. Croissant trying to get a leg in somehow over the top. 4 seconds left. And Croissant over the top. And that's going to be the match. 4-3. Colin Cole. That was a dandy match. Wow. How about that one?
I got so excited I don't even know where I'm at here.
Me neither. That was a great match.
High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins.
Okay, Susan Wiggins. Cameron Holmes steps out for the Tigers against the Brushes. Oswaldo Nunez here at 126. A caution on the start on Cameron. And he's quick shot. Oswaldo catches him in a front headlock. Oswaldo comes around behind, has a single leg, spins around behind, gets the tight waist in there, and gets the takedown. Cameron Holmes gets up to his feet. Oswaldo lifts him up, brings him back down. Ties up that 2-on-1 on that left wrist, tries a suicide tilt and almost put himself on a pinhold. This camera's pretty tall. And Oswaldo's trying it again, and over goes Holm. Oswaldo gets a little exposure there. There's a 2 count finally. Well, there's a 3 count. 4, not quite enough for 3 near fall. Oswaldo trying to drive him forward out of that. And they're going to call potentially dangerous. And we'll get 2 near fall points for Oswaldo. So after restart, 1:06 on the clock. Oswaldo Nunez up 4-0. He comes in on the left side. Quick stand up by Holm. Oswaldo lifts him up, dumps him down, chops the near arm, spins around with him. As they're going a couple 360s and a little roll attempt by Holm. Oswaldo comes back, puts a half Nelson in, and then tries to duck the shoulder and pull him under. Oswaldo comes back with 2-on-1 on that right wrist. Holm kind of bunched up underneath. Oswaldo maintaining control, gets that 2-on-1 locked up again. As they work for wrist control, kind of out of sight there. Swallow's got wrist tied up underneath. And here comes that attempt for a cheap tilt. But Cameron just seems bigger than Oswaldo. He can't be because Oswaldo's cut to almost nothing there. But Cameron Holm trying to hit a switch. And he's going to re-switch by Oswaldo. They come up facing each other. They're going to give an escape to Cameron Holm. I think he got slipped away right there at the end. That's it. 4-1 going into the second period. The Brush's choice. Oswaldo looks at the coaches and he's going to take the down position. Nunez set. Officials talking to him. Now he'll back away and signal. I think he lost his contact or something. Brady Walter will come over and pick up the contact. Brady, former Wiggins Tiger, coaching for the Beat Diggers. There's a little Granby roll by Oswaldo. That didn't work. So he tries to build a base. Turns into Holm trying to throw him over the reverse half Nelson. That didn't work. And popping out the backside as Waldo's got an escape. Yeah, he's trying to get a reversal, but he'll pick up an escape. So they break apart. It's at 5-1 for Nunez. Yeah. Nunez, there's a front headlock as he's clear out front with it. Pulls the wrist, tries to shuck him by. Now he'll go the other way and come out behind and get the takedown. Makes it 7-1 for Nunez. Pretty good battle here going on at 126 pounds. Holmes trying to stand up. And Nunez picks him up, dumps him to his back. Can't hold him there because he couldn't catch the arm and get a half in there. But Nunez got him down on his knees. And Holmes trying to switch. And Nunez switch the other way, tries a little Granby roll move. And Nunez is trying to kick out of there. He's Holm down on a single leg, and that knee's way out of joint there. Nunez comes back, gets Holm way down there on the ankle. Now Nunez gets back in better riding position, throws a half Nelson on with 20 seconds left. Holm pinches that elbow down. Oh, we're going to get a full Nelson. That's going to cost a point. I'll give Cameron Holm 2 points after the escape of the first period and a penalty point here in the second period with 16 seconds left. Nunez in on the right as they restart. Holm tries to stand up. Nunez with tight waist. Holm caught a wrist. Now Nunez will grab an ankle and trying to bunch Holm up. Holm turns into him. Nunez throws him to his back to run out of time in the period. Holm looks at Coach Croissant. Says he'll take the down position here in the third period. Holm trying to get some sit-out position. And he locks that hammer lock back there. Grabs the left wrist with his left wrist, cranks it over the back, and Holm tries to switch around. And it's going to say potentially dangerous. Good call by the referee. Holm's going to restart. 1:46 on the clock, third period. We're back underway. Switch attempt by Holm. Nunez will just spin around the other way. As Holm was switching into him, he just spun around the other way. Comes back up in good riding position. Holm gets one leg up, and Nunez throws a standing grapevine in. Drops down to kind of a crotch pry. And Holm turns into him. Nunez maintains control. It's kind of like he's got a leg in there. They're right at the edge, and they're out of bounds. It's one of the slowest out of bounds calls we've had. We'll have to restart. 1:11 in the third period. Nunez up 7-2. Cameron Holm will set on the bottom. Nunez in on the left side. Both wrestlers kind of stopped there on the whistle. But now Nunez kind of teed out to the side. Holm, there he's slapping a cradle on. I think he's got it locked up on Cameron. And Nunez trying to get out and dump him over backwards. But Holm's a little over the top. But now he's got him a little better. That tightened that cradle up for a 2 count. And we'll get that awarded. And we got down to 38 seconds and counting. Cameron Holm trying to hit a switch. Nunez grabs that arm, pulls it around behind the back. Keeps the tight waist in there. Holm trying to work one way, and Nunez will come around the other way. Maintains control. Little spiral ride. Cameron Holm tried a little bit of a Granby roll there, but Nunez stayed with that. 15 seconds and counting. Holm standing up. Nunez will lift him up, dump him down. Holm was flat on his back for a moment. Short time here in the match. And Nunez holding Holm down, trying to put a power half in now. And that'll be the match. 9-2 for the Beat Diggers. 9-2 win, but that's only 3 points for the Beat Diggers. But that'll tie up the duel, 12-12. Ricky Mendez will be up. Whoa, no. Who we got here? Bryce Thomas is stepping in here. And he'll take on Logan Goddard. Coach Quinlan over to explain to the referee. I'm not sure Ricky Mendez not feeling good or what's going on there. But anyway, we're set to go at 1:32 with Bryce Thomas and Logan Goddard. As they tie up. And there's, a headlock by Goddard. And Thomas gets caught, but they're going to give the takedown to Goddard. Didn't have him real tight there for a moment. Bryce, another freshman for the Beat Diggers. As they work and go out of bounds. Goddard is sophomore. So 2-0 with the takedown. Now we restart. Quick stand up by Thomas. He turns into him. And Goddard, now they finally get the escape. They're getting second chance opportunities there when they break apart. There's a little head and heel attempt by Thomas. And there's Thomas in on a single leg on Goddard. Around behind, he's got the takedown on Goddard for the lead. That's 3-2, excuse me. Thomas trying to chop the near arm. Come back and work on the thigh. Now get that near arm tied up. Goddard trying to build a base and crawl away. Thomas, a little spiral ride. Moving Goddard around there. 30 seconds left in the first period. Goddard trying to stand up. Yeah. Thomas about to lose him now. He will to the escape to tie it up. They went to their feet, and then a switch attempt by Goddard broke him free. There's about 5 seconds left. Goddard with a shot in on Thomas. Thomas gets thrown, but they're going to be out of bounds. Very close to a takedown. Didn't really have control, so 0.7 seconds on the clock here in the first period. Then we'll go to second period, tied up 3-3. Should be Goddard's choice. And he defers, and Thomas will take down. Goddard in on the left side. Working tight waist with that right arm. Throws in a grapevine here on the left side. Thomas trying to kick that free. It's belly down, trying to crawl forward. Here's a cross face. And Thomas breaks that over the top. And Goddard will get back a little better riding position. Fight for wrists underneath. Thomas trying to hit a switch, pop out of there. Goddard follows him around. Goddard keeping weight on Thomas. Trying to reach for the wrist, but Thomas gets those clear. Goddard will get both wrists out there. Stays parallel. Try to half Nelson from the right side. Now a cross face. Thomas broken flat right there next to the Wiggins paw out there on that 10-foot circle. Goddard trying to use that cross face, trap that far elbow. But Thomas fights out of that. 45 seconds and counting here in the second period. Hard cross face from Goddard. And now he's trying to work for a cradle. He almost had it locked up, but Thomas broke that free. Now Goddard out the side trying to run. Well, he gives up on that. There's Thomas broken flat. Goddard just staying parallel with him. Thomas builds a base. Goddard will pop that arm and break him down again. At about 10 seconds and counting. There's another cross face by Goddard. And we're going to head to the third period. It's tied up 3-3. No scoring here in the second period. It'll be Goddard's choice. Goddard will take the down position. It's Logan Goddard, the sophomore from Wiggins. He's set. Bryce Thomas in on the left side. And he's got the 2-on-1. Dumps Goddard over the top. And now Goddard comes back with a one-arm headlock. But Thomas fights out of that. He'll stand up and run away, and popping around the backside will be Goddard for the lead as he gets the reversal. And mashes Thomas down, working that left wrist back. Going to put an arm bar in on Thomas. Bryce Thomas, the beat digger, in there. Going to fight off this arm bar. And Goddard trying to walk him around. And look what Bryce limp-armed out it. No, Goddard's got it. Not able to get him out of there yet. Bryce caught on his side.
1 minute left.
Okay. Goddard's got control. He's got an arm out. Oh, he's picking up some back points now. There's Thomas trying to bridge out of this mess here. Goddard going for the pin. 44 seconds and counting. Thomas bridges, gets his shoulders out of bounds. Goddard trying to get him back inside. And there's the pin for Goddard. Okay, that makes Wiggins 18-12 over the Beat Diggers on the team side. Wyatt Holdren will be up next against Joe Doran.
Rominger Jewelry and Gifts is the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and expert jewelry repair. It's located in downtown Sterling.
Okay, Wyatt Holdren for the Beat Diggers. So I guess Joe Doran. Doran with a shot. Wyatt sprawls away from that. As we're up to 138 pounds. Wyatt with a shot. Then there's
Wyatt.
trying to set up a little fireman's, and Doran stepped over it. And now Wyatt trying to work in there on a single leg. Doran has a front headlock, trying to crank it on Holdren, but he just goes right to a double leg, sets Doran over on his hip, trying to get his head out of there, and do that. Doran may go to his back here. Holdren kind of almost in a bear hug look here on Doran. But who's got who? The official's not even sure yet either. There's a takedown for Holdren. Even though his head's still caught in the armpit, now he gets back in better right. Oh, he throws on a little tilt, and he's got Doran on his back. Nice little cheap tilt by Holdren. And Doran trying to kick out of that. Now Holdren's got a one-arm headlock, and he's got that headlock cranking. He's got Doran almost flat, trying to put him in the stretcher. About bucked Holdren over the top, and Holdren with that one-arm headlock. He may have an arm in there. He's going for the pin. 33 seconds and counting as Doran trying to bridge out of there. Now he's down flat for the pin. Wyatt Holdren. Man, that was a battle. Whoa. That's 135. Well, make it 134 of the match. Wyatt Holdren picks up a big pin to tie it back up. 18-18. Wyatt Holdren with a pin over Joe Doran. Jade Queen is set to go as he goes against Brendan Wilson for the Tigers. As we step up to 145 pounds. Wilson is sophomore. And I think Jade's a sophomore also. As they come out, and there's a shot by Queen. Gets caught underneath in kind of a front headlock. He's got an arm. Now he sweeps in, gets a single leg, gets caught in a headlock, rolls through it. But they're probably going to award the takedown to Wilson. Whereas Queen's going to have to bail out of this thing. But still not a battle here. Nice job by Wilson of throwing a grapevine in. He's a little high with it. And Queen's going to pop out the back side and get the reversal. Now he's going for back points. And he's got Brendan Wilson on his back. 2 near fall points for Queen. And 2 near fall points. I don't know if Wilson got any. Don't think he got any back points out of that flurry. Queen out to the side. Started to throw a grapevine of his in there. Got the legs scissored. They're working a hammerlock back on the far side, the right side. Always setting up a guillotine here. Whoops. Lost the wrist, though. You kind of need that wrist for the guillotine. Now he's going for the spladle, working on a knee. Now here comes the guillotine attempt again. Lifts that wrist up, puts it over the head. And Queen's about to get caught right flat on his back. Popping out of there is Brendan Wilson to tie it up. 13 and a half seconds as they go out of bounds. Tied up 4-4. And Coach Croissant's wondering about some back points along here, I think, is probably what he's talking about. I don't see any changes on the score table, on the scoreboard. So Queen will be in the down position with 13 and a half seconds left here in the first period. Wilson on the left, quick stand up by Queen, peels the wrist. But they dump right to his back almost as Queen comes up on top. Wilson felt that and got back to his base, but Queen will take the lead in there after that reversal. And we'll head to the second period here, 6-4 for Jade Queen. Queen's choice, and he's going to take down. And they're set to go. Queen trying to stand up. And Wilson does a good job getting the ankle, but now Queen gets the escape. Right in on a single leg on Wilson. Drops to double leg, sets him down, moves up. Gets a tight waist in there, gets a takedown. Makes it 9-4 for Jade Queen. Queen keeps that tight waist on. It's kind of a little roll attempt by Wilson. And Queen's got a leg in there, hipping into him, and he's got Wilson on his back again, going for the pin. He's flat. There's a pin for Jade Queen. Yeah, tough match there. And that comes at 2:41 of the match. Oh, how about that? Wyatt Fowl will be up against Josh Bates here in just a moment.
Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. They have a new breakfast bowl or delicious breakfast burrito with your Willow coffee or tea. Check out the new gift items. Open 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays 7 until 2. Stop by 921 Edison Street in Brush today.
Okay, Josh Bates going against Wyatt Fowl, and Fowl's already got him on his back, going for the pin, trying to stretch him out. And that's really quick. He's down for the pin. It took all of 17 seconds for Wyatt Fowl to pick up the pin. He was trying to go for a faster one the way it looked. That'll bring up Jaron Peterson. Jaron's scheduled to get a forfeit. Looks like it's 30-17 now for the Beat Diggers. 17. I'm not sure how we got to at 18, but unless something else happened there, that lost a point. But makes it 36-17 after Jaron's forfeit win, and Nick Wellen takes on Devin Harshman, and we're underway. 170 pounds. Wellen pushes Harshman off the mat. So a freshman for the Beat Diggers. Harshman also a freshman. There's pretty big weights. For freshman, Wellen in on a single leg. He stands up with it. And right at the edge. He's hanging on to that single, but Harshman going to work his way out of bounds. And so there'll be no points scored. We'll head back to the center. 33 seconds gone here in the period. No score. Wellen tries to work the wrist. They circle some more. Working the wrists and arms. There's a hard snap down by Wellen. Harshman fights out of that. Now Wellen shoots in on a single leg, but they're right at the edge again. And they'll be out of bounds. Coach Cox up to a pointer or two to Nick. He's got some good shots, haven't been able to complete them there. And work right at the edge of the 10-foot circle. That'll go ear to ear. Wellen tries to throw Harshman by, but working those wrists. Wellen pushing into Harshman. Harshman's going to be backed out of bounds. Going to give a stalling warning on Harshman. Back underway. There's a shot by Wellen in there deep with a single leg. Lifts it up. Harshman bouncing around on his toes. And Wellen trying to trip him forward. And now he'll trip him down. Gets a 2-point takedown. We're getting short time here in the first period. Harshman tripoding up. Wellen with a tight waist. He'll drop down to a single again. And tries to trip him back down again, and then run out of time in the period. Down goes Harshman. That was after the whistle. It'll be Welland's choice. And Coach Quinlan says take the down position. Welland set. And we're underway. Welland stands up, trying to peel the wrist. Peels and runs away, but I think, they're going to stay out of bounds. Needed to circle in a little bit more, he would have been gone. Okay, we're set to go. Quick stand up by Welland. Trying to peel the wrist. He peels, turns and faces and gets the escape point. Makes it 3-0. And come back to tie up. Forehead to forehead. Welland tries to drag it, a little arm drag there. He's pushing against Harshman. Over the far edge. They fight for inside control. Welland with a shot. Big sprawl by Harshman. But Welland hanging on to that single leg. And Harshman with a crossface, but he gets over on his hip, and Welland's on top. And he's got an arm bar set in there on Harshman. And trying to walk that arm bar around. He reached for the other wrist. He's worked 50 seconds and counting here in the second period. Welland's going to get the takedown finally. I didn't realize he hadn't awarded that yet. There's Welland with a tight waist. And almost had Harshman on his back. Now Harshman tripods up. Welland grab an ankle. Harshman turns into him. Welland working up the body. He's got Harshman almost turned. If he get a half there out of this, but his arm's tied up underneath. Maintains control now. They come back with a power half. Harshman's head's out of bounds.
10 seconds.
Inside of 10 seconds to go. There's a cross face from Welland. Harshman will base up. He's already been called for stalling once. We'll head to the third period. 7-0. I don't know. They get some back points there I didn't see. They didn't award the near fall points, but there's 7-0 on the scoreboard. I've got it 5-0. Welland in on the left side. He'll do a good hard side drag, trying to set an arm bar in there. But Harshman does a good job of limp arming out of that. Builds a good base. Welland. So he's trying to get a leg in there on the left side. And he's working a power half on Harshman. Gives up on that. He'll come back, put a hammerlock back in on that left arm. Pulls it back into the pocket. Good. They're trying to turk him over. Here the coach is trying to help him out. He's not sure if he had that hammerlock. He wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Now he'll put an arm bar in there. Grab the chin, throws Harshman right to his back, going for the pin. And there it is. Nice job by Nick Welland, picking up that third period pin. So that'll be a 4:53 pin for Nick Welland. How about that? Freshman against freshman, but that's some good wrestling there. Thomas Metlin is up for the Beat Diggers, so he makes his way out. And he'll pick up a forfeit win for the Beat Diggers. So let's see, that makes it 48-17 for the Beat Diggers.
Wiggins and Josiah Fuentes from Brush.
Okay, it's our last match of the night. Josiah Fuentes against Elias Dodge. And Fuentes has a single leg, trying to pick it up, and down they go. As Elias Dodge trying to fight it off with a waist pry, but there's a 2-point takedown for Fuentes. And he's about to get flopped over the top, hanging on to a bear hug there. As Elias Dodge has got a bear hug on him, but Dodge is the one on the bottom. And shoulders are out of bounds. There'll be a little squirming there, and they'll call the halt to it and send him back to the center. 2-point takedown though for Fuentes. He wasn't sure who was on top. He was going to take down. So Dodge gets set. Down by 2. 1:26 on the clock, first period. And we're back underway. With a little rookie roll by Elias Dodge, but Fuentes steps over it, and he's trying to get the crossface in there and Turk Dodge over. Fuentes lost the hip, but now he's out to the side. Got the arm, working the arm, and trying to drive Dodge off that base. Dodge is rolling again, and he rolls himself to his back. Fuentes has got him on his back going for the pin. Dodge trying to bridge out of there, but he won't. Another pin for the Beat Diggers. How about these freshmen for the Beat Diggers? It's Josiah Fuentes with the 107 pin over Elias Dodge. Well, it ended up being a pretty fun duel here, as these guys really battled it out. And Beat Diggers are going to end up 54-17 on the team side. Let's take about 3 minutes. We'll come back and wrap up this triple duel on 1010, KSIR, and KSIR.com. Okay, welcome back to the Tiger Den as we'll run down the Wiggins Tigers against the Brush Beat Diggers. Beat Diggers coached by Aaron Quinlan. Dave Croissant, the coach for the Tigers. Okay, we started off with the Josiah Fuentes taking on Jagger Dennis. And it was Josiah with a 4-minute pin over Jagger. Wait a minute, that's the last duel. I got the wrong one up here. So that ain't right. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Jagger Dennis was the first one with the victory. At 2:20, no wrestler for the Beat Diggers, so Jagger picks up a forfeit win. Then Vinny Meza picks up a 251 pin over Bano Villarreal. And then we drop down to 106 pounds, Brian Quintana, the 118 pin, or lost by a pin to Mark Berkdahl, had a pin at 118. No wrestlers at 113. 120, Colin Cole in a battle with Cale Croissant. Both wrestlers ranked by On the Mat rankings. And it was Colin Cole coming out on top, 4-3. And at 126 was Waldo Nunez in a tough battle with Cameron Holm. And it was Waldo won 9-2. And at 132, Ricky Mendez didn't wrestle, but Bryce Thomas stepped in and wrestled at 132 and lost by a fall to Logan Goddard. That made a score 18 for Wiggins, 12 for the Beat Diggers. At 138, Wyatt Holdren went against Joe Doran. And Wyatt pulled off a 134 pin to tie it up 18-18, and Wyatt got that pin at 134 of their match. 145, Jade Queen went against Brendan Wilson. And that was back and forth. Wilson got the first takedown and ended up at a 241 pin by Jade Queen there in the second period. But they went back and forth. Then at 152, Wyatt Fowl took 17 seconds to pin Josh Bates. Then at 160, Jaron Peterson picked up a forfeit win over the Tigers. At 170, Nick Wellen, a 453 pin over Devin Hirschman. Thomas Metlin picked up a forfeit win at 182 and finished off the night with a 107 pin by Josiah Fuentes over Elias Dodge. And a final score, 54-17. Well, Coach Quinlan, this is a little tougher duel, even though the score's not a whole lot different than it was the last duel.
Yeah, you know, Wiggins got some kids back from injury and grades and everything else, and they're always going to battle us tough, and tonight they definitely did. Collins' match was pretty close. Who else do we have here?
Oswaldo's match was tough with Cameron Holm.
Yep, that's another one of their ranked kids for them. He's a tough kid. Oswaldo had to battle all the way through that. And they're always moving, whether on their feet or top or bottom, they're always moving, making sure that if we're weak in any area, they're definitely going to score. So that was good for our kids to see, somebody pushing them for the whole 6 minutes, making them work the whole time.
Mark Burkdahl got the pin over Brian Quintana, but Brian had him on his back there for a moment.
Yeah, Brian's a goer. He'll go with anybody. It'd be nice for him to gain some weight. He's only weighing about 90 right now. And as soon as he gets some of that weight on him, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure. He's got a lot of good moves. He's really quick. He's a little more weight or
about 20 pounds.
Yeah, a little better. Chest to chest there on that half. That would have been nice. But he's improving every day. He's improving. He's starting to really wrestle. He was kind of using some not really efficient moves earlier in the year. Sticking with stuff like headlocks and stuff. But now he's in on shots and working halves, and he's seeing a lot more success. So that's always good.
That's fun. And while we're down at that end of the roster, Caleb Cox will be back next week, so that ought to help out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a tough couple weeks here without Caleb in the lineup. Because he's not getting that mat time. He's not seeing what he needs to work on. So next week, hopefully, we'll get him back in and get him up to top of the Rockies and see where we go. See how he goes up there.
That's one way to get warmed up. One of the toughest tournaments in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be a tough go. We'll take that match by match and make sure he doesn't re-injure anything right before we get into some big league duels and closer to regionals and state.
Well, you're not very nice to these guys. I mean, you've been going to tough tournaments. It's no easy thing.
No, it's not. And the kids are doing a great job with it, though. We're working really hard right now. We're in there in the morning every day at 6:45, 6:30, working on conditioning. So they're getting 2 days in right now, and we're going to a lot of tough tournaments. So we're really testing them to see exactly where they're at and exposing all their weaknesses, at all these tournaments, and making sure that we get all those issues fixed before we get down to Eaton and the Pepsi Center.
Well, that'll be great. And Ricky Mendez didn't wrestle at 132.
Ricky, he's got a little cold issue going on. He wasn't really feeling that good. He was feeling a little lightheaded and everything. So made sure we got some food in him and some liquids, and hopefully we'll have him ready to go for tomorrow.
Bryce Thomas stepped in there, and he shows up pretty good too.
Yes, absolutely. I gave Bryce about 5 minutes notice. We were back there warming up, and Ricky wasn't feeling so hot, so I sat him out and said, "Hey, Bryce, you ready to wrestle?" And he said, "Yeah." So put Bryce in there, and he gave a heck of a match. He wrestled really hard the whole time.
Yeah, he did. He's fun to watch.
Yes.
Him there a couple of times.
Yeah, he's a goer.
And Wyatt Holdren, he got you a great big pin.
Yes, he did. Wyatt's one of those other kids that's got to clean some things up, and when he does, he's going to be right there towards the top of the state, definitely in our region for sure. He's got to make sure he's using quality moves, doubles, singles, and crossface and sprawl, and then once he gets into that, making sure he's using sound moves, he's going to be a lot better, winning a lot more matches for us.
They're last year as a freshman, it seemed like at Estes Park, he just kind of decided he wanted to win a lot more than the other guy.
Yep, absolutely. And it took him a little bit longer to get back to that this year, but I think he's there now. So we'll see after tomorrow. Go down there at Florence and see how that goes for him.
That'll be good. And then Jade Queen, that was back and forth with Brendan Wilson.
Yeah, Jade. Our freshmen and sophomores really have problems, getting rid of bad habits, staying off our hip, on top. We're always on our hip, or out too far to the, up front, or, we get a kid in a pinning position and we're not teeing off, so we're getting rolled through, Instead of getting, 2 for a takedown and 3 for a near fall, we're getting 2 for a takedown and 2 for a reversal for them. So, focusing on staying off our hips, staying off our knees on top, and teeing off when we get into pinning positions, we're really going to win a lot more matches for those kids because they're all right there. They're all right there against this competition, and that's good to see. Clean up a few little things like that, and these kids are going to win a lot of matches for us.
Okay, and then Wyatt with a big pin at 152.
Yeah, Wyatt's Wyatt's a hammer. You know, he goes out there. If, kid shows any sort of weakness at all, he's going to expose it and finish a match right away. So that's always good to see, that aggression.
Well, that poor kid, he's got a tough wrestler at home.
Yeah. Yep.
His sister.
Yep. She's toughening him up, I'm sure.
Is she back to college yet?
Yeah, she is.
Cody Powell?
She is.
Yeah.
Yep. She's down in Georgia, I believe.
It's kind of fun to have her in a wrestling room there, too.
Yes, it was. That was really good for us at the beginning of the year.
Okay, Jaron Peterson picked up a forfeit.
Yep.
Then Nick Wellen, freshman, stepping in at 170. And
Yep.
He looks like he belongs.
Absolutely. Nick was stuck behind Jaron for a while at 60s, and he's one of those kids we just had to get in the lineup. So I said, Nick, you got to go up to 70s. You're too athletic. You're too strong. We have to have you on the mat for us. So Nick went up to 70s, and he's doing a pretty good job. Last week at Florence, he was a match away from placing. And he sometimes forgets that, he's 10, 15 pounds lighter than some of these guys. So he's got to work on cleaning those things up, making sure we're getting out to the side on shots, not getting stuck underneath and sprawled out on. And when he realizes, how to wrestle against the big boys, he's really going to come through, and I think he's going to do a lot of good things for us.
Yeah, and Thomas Madeline, I don't think he's 182 pounds either, is he?
No, Thomas is somewhere in the 60s, just barely enough to qualify for 82s, but that's one of those things, too. He was not cracking the lineup at 60s under Jaron and not cracking the lineup at 70s, so, Thomas says, I want to wrestle, I want to be varsity, so he went up to 82s, and he's the same way. He hasn't been wrestling very long, but he's really strong, and he's never going to quit in a match. So that's good for Thomas to get out here and get some experience, get some more mat time, and Thomas is one of those kids that could make some noise for us at regionals, if he catches a kid, because he's always working hard. Kids are going to make mistakes, and Thomas is going to catch them for sure.
That Virus kid from Resurrection, you got a pin on him, and
yep.
That looked like a pretty decent kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, then Josiah Fuentes, it's fun to see him finish off the duel with Wiggins with a big pin.
Yes, definitely. Josiah, he's, again, one of our freshman sophomores that's, spending too much time on their knees or spending too much time on their hip. And, with our schedule, people are going to make you pay for that. So we've talked to him about staying off his knees and, being heavy on top. And, tonight he did that, and, that showed with the win. And I told him, Josiah, if you wrestle like that with that aggression, off your knees and off your hips, things like this are going to happen a lot more often for you. So he's pretty excited to go, get ready to go into tomorrow.
And Vinny Meza, he gives you everything he's got too, and only a freshman also.
Yep. Vinny's the same way. He's cleaning up his little things, making sure he's working heavier, with his heavy hands and using his size and his strengths to make sure that he's getting points for us.
Okay, then you got a big road trip the next 2 days.
Yep. We're going down to Florence tomorrow. 5 or 6 of the top 10 teams in the state are going to be there. There's going to be 25 teams from 3A there. That's really going to see where we're at. We'll get to see everybody in the state tomorrow and see where we need to improve on, see where we're good at, see where our strengths are, and really see where we're at.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to work.
Yeah.
It's terrible to have a real job.
Absolutely.
It'd be a lot more fun to go down.
Yes,
it was great
always,
going to Fort Collins
always.
last week.
Yep. That was good to have you guys there.
That was fun.
Yep.
But
Yep.
bother Coach Croissant. We don't get a chance to talk with him hardly at all. Well, maybe you ought to interview him here.
Oh, I better get on the bus. I got to head to Florence in the morning.
Okay.
We're leaving at 8.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, yeah, Coach Croissant, we'll get him mic'd up here. Because we don't get to talk to you very often.
No, not at all. It's nice having you out at Wiggins twice this year already.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd when I looked at it. I said, well, we're going to have a duel? Because I've seen them do that before, and then we never followed through. But it's nice.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of improvement with your guys. And,
yeah.
Our guys look like to me they're coming along.
They're coming along, yes. That was a fun duel, wasn't it?
It was. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot better than that last one.
Yes, we had some kids that were sick, and we had some kids that were gone, and we had to hold some kids out for point-wise so we could wrestle the next day. And I knew if we could get to January, we'd be a lot better off. So, Yeah, it was fun. Our kids had a lot of effort tonight.
Oh yeah, well, it was great. That's
A lot of close matches, so it was really fun.
Yeah, I love calling them when they're battling like
Yes.
that. That's what we come for.
Yes, exactly right. You're exactly. Other than the parade of forfeits.
Well, yeah, we got to work on that, but both of us, because that's no fun.
No, not
doing
at all.
those
Not at all.
forfeits. And of course, Resurrection that must be a new school. I'm not really.
Well, they've
familiar
been
with
around
them.
for a while, but I think last year was the first year they had wrestling.
Oh, really?
But they've been around for a while. They got a really good football team.
Do they?
Yeah. So
But yeah, I'd never even heard of it before. So I had to look it up on the internet.
for sure.
But it's good to get them down here too.
Yes.
Well, it's not that long. We're
I know.
a little over a month away
I
from
know.
regionals.
Yep. And I'm very impressed with the progress that our kids have made.
Oh,
Really pushed in the last 2 weeks. Probably harder than I've pushed a lot of kids before, and they've responded well. And we don't have a lot. We have a lot of kids that do a lot of 3 sports. So to get them out here, we don't have much time. So we got to go hard. So
yeah, it is.
they've responded well, and I am not disappointed with the way we wrestled. Brush didn't come in and just roll over the top of us like they did a month ago. So.
Well,
I'm happy.
it helps to have a little better roster, a little fuller roster. You're kind of undermanned to start with.
For sure.
Of course, we don't always see that when we're just setting up here. It's kind of like, oh, what happened? But,
Yeah. But we got 12 kids that are hanging tough, so I'm happy. Those kids are working their butts off. And a few of those matches tonight go the other way, and it's a lot different scores.
They're going back and forth, and got caught on their back a time or two, and it very easily could have went the other way.
Yeah.
But
And that's the reason why we decided to come into the Patriot League and make that move and wrestle a Patriot League dual schedule is for matches like this.
yeah,
We were going 2 or 3 hours drive just to get 3 matches, and that wasn't helping anybody.
no,
So when the opportunity arose for us to wrestle a Patriot League schedule, then I jumped at it. Said, "Heck yeah! We can come in and our kids can get matches instead of just getting forfeits and wrestle a Brush, a Valley, Sterling, people like that are top 10 3A teams.
yeah.
That should help us at the end of the season.
Oh yeah.
So that's the goal anyway.
Once it comes down to the end, that record doesn't matter that much.
Doesn't matter whatsoever. It's the matches that you have in there. So. Cameron and Kale, both those kids got really good matches tonight, and that's what those two really needed. And when I walked out of here a month ago, I was not happy, but tonight it's like, all right, I'm ready to go now.
We're doing good.
More invigorated for that.
Oh, all the wrestling fans, that's the way you want it.
Yes.
See the kids battle, we don't think about it too much out here, but we got good kids. We don't have to worry about them going off and acting weird like once we get up on the front range once in a while. You're
some
like,
of the stories
uh-oh.
I've heard on the front range, in Greeley and whatnot, is like, wow, we don't have too much of that problem here. So
No, we want them competitive, and
yes,
you want them fired up, but in a sportsmanlike way.
Yes.
So that's it. Now we get a root for Wiggins the rest of the year.
Yeah,
and Fort Morgan.
And Fort Morgan, yeah. They got a really good young team, too. They got a lot of young kids that are really good. So
They are. Well, and in Brush, really.
Morgan
You're
County.
looking at them, they're really young.
Oh, yeah.
We got
Morgan
one
County.
senior and a couple juniors. And so it's going to be a fun few years. That's kind of the way it rolls, so it seems like.
Yeah, it is.
But your Rattlers and stuff are kind of...
That helps a lot, doesn't
That
it?
helps the whole county.
Yeah.
That's a great part about it. Going years back, I don't know how well you knew Coach Lampy, but in the summer he coached everybody.
Everybody, yeah. And that helps so much, doesn't it?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, who cares? Just come in and it just makes everybody better. Yeah, I love that.
I think so. I want to see the next Morgan County Triple Duel just rock the place.
Yes, I do too. I do too. We're going to get there because we got some young kids at Morgan, like you said, and Brush, and I think that's going to take off. I think for the past few years it's kind of been but I think it's going to come back. It's going to be real exciting.
Yeah, you're kind of the old man now.
Yes, I am, and some days I feel like it too.
What else do you do in your life?
Oh, I teach here at school. Teach business and computers and help Mitch coach football and coach junior high wrestling and follow my kids around. So
Sounds kind of like John. Huh?
yeah, whatever they need me to do. We got some legends in this county. Yes,
I think John
yes.
Penfold, Coach Lampy,
Yes.
Coach Urick. There's a lot of guys that have really contributed. I seen Coach Stolte when I was looking through the way we had our break there, and he was quite an influence on everything.
Yes.
It goes, all comes
not
around.
a big county, but boy, we sure have a lot of impact, don't we, over here?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm kind of prejudiced.
Yeah, I know.
And I like it a lot better now. We can go to regionals and state, and we're all on the same side.
Yeah, right.
But I've watched the kids ever since my boys were little. They go bang heads on the mat and then be friends afterwards.
Yeah.
They got lifelong friends.
And that's wrestling, right?
It is.
Where you can beat the heck out of someone in the wrestling room or on the mat, and then afterwards shake their hand and be their friends and talk to them and whatnot. And I think that wrestling just brings that together. It's just whatever bond everybody has together.
Well, you don't get too many knuckleheads in wrestling because it's too hard. There's just way too much that kind of weeds out the bad apples.
It's too hard of a sport for that.
That's my opinion, but
yeah, you're not far off. That's for sure.
But and what I love about it is the hard work. I tell the kids it's like life. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
Yes.
And you can do a lot more with less talent and just a lot of desire in almost any sport.
For sure. Yeah.
It's not like basketball. If you're 5'3", you can run around if you're really fast, but in wrestling you can come to the top.
Yes.
And
doesn't matter how big you are or whatnot. Yeah. That's why I love the sport, man.
What do you think about this girls thing?
Well, I think it's going to happen. I think it's needed, because we see more and more girls wrestle and are competitive. I mean, there's some good girls. We have a 7th grade girl that she's tougher than a boot, and I think it gives them an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all for it, 100% all for getting those girls their own tournaments, their own teams, and
well, I think
someone's going to have to work out the logistics, but I'm all for it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and I think we get mamas behind it a lot better if they're wrestling girls and not having to wrestle boys.
Yes.
And dads too.
For sure. Because it's a weird situation sometimes. So.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's time.
Yes, I do too. It's time.
And I've watched. Well, we had a Pennington girl and the Houchins girl that. I'm not sure they were as good as anybody we had on the floor almost. They were tough little wrestlers.
I've seen some girls that are really good, and there's a lot that are ranked now and
we got
really close. So.
Cody Fowl, was helping out in the room before she went back to college. And she's
tough.
Yeah, she's tough.
Yeah. For sure. Oh, I think it's time. It's time.
It is. Well, I suppose we better wrap up and let you get home. What are you doing this weekend?
We got our home tournament, the Wiggins tournament. So we got 18 teams coming in. So it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a busy day. I'll be glad when it's over. But it's going to be a fun day. We got a lot of mixture. We got University comes down from 3A. We got some 2A teams. Greeley Central's bringing their JV. Greeley Central's they're tough as heck too. So, and their JV's pretty tough.
You got a little connection there too.
Yeah, for sure. So, it's going to be a fun day at Wiggins. It's going to be a busy day, but it's fun to have the Wiggins tournament. It's always that time of year where you get the kids wrestle just a little bit harder, right? And a little more excited, and it's going to be fun.
It is. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it, man.
Great to talk to you.
Thanks for coming out.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Coach Crescent was just great to talk with him. And, of course, great listeners out there. I want to thank you and all our great sponsors. Let's just say it's about time to wrap it up. The Beat Diggers win the duel over the Tigers, 54-17. The Tigers win their duel 45-18 over Resurrection. and the Brush Beat Diggers win over Resurrection 63-12. So pretty much wraps it up. Again, thanks to Rose for running the board back there, and of course, always tune in to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. For my wife Cleta and I, we'll say good night, and thanks again for being wrestling fans here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.